Hey everybody, this is Steve Gamache with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and this is not a black knife, but here is a better view of it. Lighting reflected better. This is the Takayuki TUS Santoku 180mm knife. So the construction on this is mono steel. It's just one piece of steel, ground and shaped, and the core steel or the steel is TUS full stainless steel. You can read a little bit about that on the product page. Heat treat's about 59 Rockwell, so it's not too hard. It'll be quite forgiving. The weight is about 149 grams or 5.3 ounces on this particular knife. They could vary a little bit, as might the dimensions just slightly. The handle's what they call pack-a-wood, which is a stabilized wood product, kind of a resin-based wood product. And it's got black on the outside, and then they've ground it down to show the color of the substrate. So nice fit and finish on this. You can see the handle has a full tang construction all the way through with 3 stainless rivets. And then it's got a nicely formed integrated bolster that goes right into the blade. So very nice fit and finish on this. Handle's quite comfortable and quite durable. And the balance point's going to be a little further back. We'll talk about that well, actually, why don't we do that right now? So that handle's a little bit heavier, of course, being full tang. So balance point on this is right about here. As far as that, when you do a pinch grip, it's going to be a little bit handle heavy, but that's kind of normal for a Western full tang handled knife like this. In terms of dimensions, the edge is 180 millimeters long, right on the money, about 7.1 inches. Overall length, about 300 millimeters. And these are fairly thin knives, fairly stiff as well, given the thinness of it. I got about 1.8 millimeters thick at the back on the spine and about 1.8 halfway down. And so it just pretty much keeps that until you get to where the knife is starting to get ground down thinner towards the edge. And these do have a nice thin tip on them. And the edge is also pretty thin, so the performance should be quite good on these. No slouchy thick tips or edges on this knife. It's ground pretty high performance. Height's about 46.6 millimeters on this sample, so plenty tall. And you've got plenty of room for your pinch grip there for your fingers, not to get involved with the cutting board. So easy on that. Let's get a look at the close-up of it. It's always a little tricky here with the lighting. But you can see we've got some screened in information, logo or information on the right side. And then we've got vertical machine marks or finish marks on the blade. Here's your left side of the knife blade. And then fit and finish wise, it's got nice fit and finish. They've done a little bit of polishing of the spine, not a lot of edge relief, so it's a little sharper on the corners, not too bad. The choil area back here, typically, I don't know why, a lot of these Western handled knives have sharper edges on there, so if it bothers you, you can get some strips of sandpaper and do shoe shine kind of motion on there to clean that up and round it just a little bit, or it may not bother you at all. Everybody's different. I talked about the balance point. Out of the box edge, I'll give it about a 6 out of 10. It's got a decent edge on it that's quite useful right out of the box, so I'd say pretty well ready to go. Whoops, got to tape down the substrate because it just moved on me. So here's the edge profile on the cutting board. So what you'll see is kind of a gentle belly, a fairly low tip, which is normal for this style. It's got that sheep's foot profile to the blade. So the tip's actually a little bit lower on this one than some Santoku models. The blade kind of flows into a gentle stop at the back, so there's a small section that's kind of flat towards the back. I'm probably not going to get real high on a rock here because the tip's fairly low, and I'm getting about right there. So this will rock kind of low stuff, smaller product, but not bigger stuff or medium, larger stuff. But it'll tip draw really well since the tip's a little bit lower, and plenty of space in the middle for push-pull cuts, draw cuts, that kind of stuff. A little bit of chopping towards the back, so it's a pretty versatile profile. Just not real great for a lot of rocking, unless you tweak the tip a little bit. So this is just a nice, easy to use package. It's going to be a good performer given the grind on it. Easy to sharpen steel, and just a nice fit and finish on this package. So this is the Takayuki TUS Santoku 180mm knife from Chef Knives to Go.